What's going on, guys? Today we are at an indoor range. I figured I'd go over some drills. If it's too cold out, you don't want to hit the outdoor flat range, go to an indoor range. You can still get a lot done with just the small confines of this bay. Maybe you're not able to get down range and do some movement. There's still some good fundamentals you can work on. Look for a place that lets you draw from the holster at least, lets you do some rapid fire and some reload drills, which we are at now. And I got a couple good ones that we can go over. First couple things you will need, I definitely suggest at least having a shot timer on you, even if it's just on your phone. And you definitely don't need to go crazy with targets. Just plain white paper targets. You can even print some things out, like this Bear Solutions. If you're stuck to one bay where you can't be doing target transitions, the Bear Solutions drill kind of covers a few things. Just some warm-ups. We're going to just practice drawing from the holster, firing 2 rounds, getting used to resetting that trigger, gives you some recoil control, gets the eyes warmed up, your fingers warmed up. It is a little chilly in here, so we'll start with that. We'll see what we can get. Those were 2 dead center hits. That's 170. The 163. Looks like we dropped one a little bit low. The 179. And that was a 169. So that's helping me find my dot for that second shot. We're going to look at the shots. Kind of a bit of a dispersion. But that was kind of our cold start, getting warmed up. Got a mag through the gun. We got some data now with our shot timer. We're going to come back to that drill towards the end to see how we're doing. All right. So going even more budget on the target selection, this is no more than just the size of your typical printer paper. You can print this right off of Bear Solutions website. It's 5, 5 with a emergency reload, and then 3 in the middle. So all of those things utilizing one bay where you can get transition, you can get a reload, and then a little bit of throttle control where you got to dial it in, try to hit that center target. I believe the standard for this is anywhere under 8 seconds and you're looking good. It's usually anywhere between 3, 5, and 7 yards. Right now we're right at about that 5-yard line, and we're going to see how we do. All right, stand by. All right, let's take a look at the hits. All right, so we have 1 low in the center. I fumbled that reload pretty bad. Let's see, we got a double hole, so that's 5. Got 2 double holes here. So we're looking all right. Let's see what we got for a time. That was at 8:48. That reload really fumbled me up, so let's see if we can get below that 8 seconds. Bye. All right, 8:27, so we're going a little quicker. We're still not beating that 8 standard we want, so we're going to run this one more time, and we're really going to push it. Where I can make up ground is doing the reload. Now, another important part of being inside, it's clearly cold, that's why we're in here, and I'm wearing multiple layers. So drawing from a hoodie, I don't usually tuck my shirt in underneath. That's really slowing me down to reach for that spare mag. So it's something we got to work on. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to set up a fresh target, and we're going to go sub 8 on this next one. All right. 757, just under. Let's take a look at those hits real quick. Several rounds through the same hole. That first draw, I was really pushing that. We have one that fell a little bit left of this line break. The other two right in the circle. So that's technically a miss. This one is right on the line, so that's looking good. I started pushing it towards the end and I got a little bit wild, but this is a really good one to work on if you're stuck with a single bay. It's a fun drill. It works on a couple of different things while using one target. So now let's switch things back up to a more simple approach, and we can work on a couple other things as well. Now there's definitely some things you can work on without the shot timer. Even if you don't have a holster yet, you're just kind of doing some diagnostic work possibly. There's some great drills you can do, like the 1 to 5. So what that looks like is you'd be starting at a ready position. That's this. Say you don't have a holster yet, you're trying to work on some recoil management, maybe diagnose an issue with your trigger pull. Start right here, because that's that middle ground. You present, fire 1 round, reset. Present, fire 2 rounds, reset, so on and so forth till you get to 5, and then that should be a total of 15 rounds. And then take a look at your hits and see how good or bad you could possibly be doing. All right, so we're going to do the 1 to 5 drill. Again, this is not from the holster, it's from that middle ground. We're going to diagnose, see if there's anything we need to work on. We need to tighten up our left hand, shoot from the wall. All right. I forgot how to count at the end. I did 2 reps of 5. Well, let's take a look at the hits here. All right. On the rep, that should have been 4, but it looked like it was 5. We did have 1 high. I kind of overcorrected with my left hand, over tightened. And it looks like we had 2 that were a little bit low, but for the most part, all of those would be A-zone hits on a USPSA target. So that is really not bad. So we had a couple where it starts to break down the more rounds I put in. What that tells me is I just really got to tighten up that left hand a little bit more. And let's try this one more time, nice and tight, and see if we can't correct those flyers here. All right, we're gonna run that back. Based off my last target, looked like to be pretty good A-zone hits, but we had a couple flyers that weren't in the middle. So I'm just gonna tighten up that grip, get more precise trigger press, and see what we can do. Much better. Now, again, on shot number 4, went a little bit low. I overcorrected, and that was actually the first shot. Everything else, much, much better than the first time I ran that drill, and that's really what we're looking for. As long as we don't have a bunch of low left shots, or if you're left-handed, low right, or we got flyers all over the place, this is a nice group. Even the first time we ran it, a couple of flyers. Second time, cleaned it up, and I would say the pace was, if not a little bit faster, at least the same pace. So tightened up my left hand a little bit, nice easy trigger press, and we got some good results. All right, so that was just a few things. Basically, indoor range, you're stuck to 1 bay. Obviously, that's just a couple of drills that are good. A little bit of warm up from the holster, a little bit of transitions with some throttle control. Other things you can do are just kind of obvious. Bill drills, working on your split times. You don't need a shot timer. As you can see, just working on that 1 to 5 drill, you kind of get all the data you need once you see that first target, as long as you know what you're looking for. Tightening up that left hand, working on shooting from the wall, really getting those split times down, but mainly a lot of diagnostic is what the indoor range is for. Now, if you're really trying to work on some things, set that target a little bit far back, maybe to the 20-yard line, and just, that's really going to expand your shot placement and really show you actually need to be tightening things up. But if we're being realistic, anywhere from that 10 and in is that self-defense distance you want to be working on regardless. Unless you're doing some competition shooting, put it out there. And then obviously those outdoor range days, really take advantage of that space. But just don't think that because you're stuck on a single bay in an indoor range, you can't be working on some fundamentals. And obviously make sure you're at home, make sure you're dry firing, and make sure you're practicing from the holster. There's plenty of times where I've had lessons with people downrange, and it's time to work on those things, and they can't draw their gun because they're just not working on it. We don't need to be spending money on an indoor range. Don't need to be spending money on ammo to be dry firing, working on reloads, working on drawing from the holster, and breaking that first shot. When you're actually at the range, it's time for all of those other things to come into play. You don't want to be learning how to draw from the holster when it comes time to those bigger classes, concealed carry courses. You should already have that stuff kind of dialed in. But yeah, nice short video today. Just some stuff if you're stuck inside that you should be working on, and maybe take to the next indoor range day. So have a good one.